I'm Luke Summerhays.
I'm James J. Miles.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we are hunting Blangonga.
Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They did.
The monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to say
Large, white, fanged beasts that rule over other Blango, attacking intruders as a pack. Its muscularity and mobility allows it to strike swiftly, even on fresh snow, and pounce from a long distance. So hunters with long-range weapons still need to stay on guard. Large tusks are the mark of a powerful leader.
Was that just an additional bit that you threw in at the end there?
I wouldn't say I have large tusks that I want to big up.
You follow a leader with large tusks, though.
Do I?
But would you? That's the question.
Like, if there was a sort of Batman-type villain where his thing just has big saber-toothed tiger fangs.
Well, just say there was like an election, right? And one of the people you could vote for just had massive tusks.
Probably, yeah.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah. If a Blangonga or a Bulldrome showed up and ran for office, I'd vote for them over the current lot.
I would vote for Bulldrome.
He's going to charge us into a new future.
That he is. Yeah, cool to see Blangonga back. This is his first appearance since Gen? Is that right?
Yeah. His first appearance in sort of the new modernish era, I guess. It's so interesting that they made him like a high rank only monster.
That was going to be one of the points I was going to make as well, because he doesn't feel it.
No. We threw up a tempered just to try and get some sort of challenge, and we still just bullied it.
Like, my memories of fighting him in Gen was that he did actually hit quite hard for... Like, you almost underestimated him because he's like, just another monkey monster, right? And there was maybe chance for them to do that in this game, like after you see Conga Lala,
yeah, I think,
big comedy monster. But he doesn't really live up to like the challenge of being. I mean, that's the game as a whole, sure.
No, but my memory of fighting him in Gen is he would jump far away and then throw big snowballs and stuff,
and do his massive clothesline attack as well.
Yeah. Whereas he felt a little more stationary in this one.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's by maybe a flaw of the areas that you fight him in? Because the snow map and Wilds, which name I forget already, goodness. That map,
Ice Shard Cliffs.
There we go, yep, thank you. Like, that area is quite cramped. Obviously, that is a real flaw for some larger fights you have in there, but as a whole, it's more like small, interconnected areas, like rather than having any like large, sprawling, like you don't have like the.
Yeah, I would have liked a big snowy tundra sort of.
Yeah.
Spot.
Like you don't have anything like the Windward Plains or even like the Scarlet Forest has like the big, massive like waterfall dam area, right? And yeah, like it is the most. Yeah, it is the most cramped area, I would say, out of the 5 that we have. Which then means monsters like this who definitely rely on being mobile, at least from older generations when you fought them, like we said in Monster Hunter Generations. That was where the challenge came from, because you would get in, you would leap halfway across the arena, you'd either snowball you or leap right back in and clobber you with a big clothesline. Didn't really have the chance to do it, I suppose, in this game.
Yeah, oh well, maybe it is just because they're so holding out to give us a big snow area and a Gammoth return in the DLC.
Oh, that's all I want.
I'll keep snorting that copium as long as I have to.
Same. Same. Oh, I feel like shit. Just want her back.
There is a bit of this one, the conversation we had with Gypsaros and Kutku as well, where it's like, they brought back an ape. I wonder if, like, well, that makes it kind of easy to throw in another ape.
The old skeletons chat.
Yep. Which,
But
they do a good job of Blangonga and Kongolala do feel pretty different to fight.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I would always say that Rajang's closer to Blangonga than Kongolala to Blangonga.
Yeah,
Not
I
in
guess
terms of
because it's more
difficulty, but like in terms of
lithe and muscular and
that's it. Yeah, like they both feel they've got kind of that gorilla build, right? Like the big, massive forearms and
yeah.
the muscular build, like you said, as opposed to being big, fat, farty lad.
Comedy chubby guy, yeah.
Yeah.
As a pair of comedy chubby guys, we can relate, but
Yeah.
I'm also a big muscular gorilla build guy, you know, so.
Your spirit monster, your spirit monster. Yeah. Apart, like something I do remember from fighting him in Generations that, again, I can't say I noticed in this, but that's partly because of how easy it is to steamroll. I remember in Generations you were able to break its tusks that make it a strong political candidate, and when you did that, like the smaller Blango, like the small monsters, like run away, like they kind of lose respect.
I mean, yeah, we didn't break them, so maybe that's still a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seemed to have an infinite supply of Blango when I was farming him for the armor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ever notice them scarper. There's a few pieces for the armor that you need to get from Blangos, which was a nice return to. I think older games tended to have more of that.
Older games tend
But
to
you need
have a lot
couple
more monsters that had like a small monster variant accompanying them, right?
That's true. There's only really the two apes in this game, right? If I pull up the list, I don't think many of them have a small monster.
Yeah, no, you're.
Because we didn't really start with like a Jagras equivalent this time.
I think you're right. Narcilla.
Oh, Lullabarina has the two spiders have the little young as well.
Yeah. But other than
and
that,
then you've got monsters like Dosh and Balahara who just call in other full-sized ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of small monsters, it's just the apes have traditional small monsters, and then the spiders and the octopi have infants. But it's not really the same.
No. And again,
that's
I suppose
so weird because this game's whole like big areas with lots of life and sort of herds. You'd think the small monster would make sense, but yeah, they haven't really done it.
Nope. Go back to the difficulty thing as well. I think, if I remember rightly, Blangonga debuted in, was it 2?
I think it's Dose. I think Dose brought in all the apes, right?
Yeah.
2.
And now I know this is the case with 1 because Jas has mentioned it in the past, and I'd imagine it would probably still linger for Dose. Like, small monsters were more of a menace back then. So again, the Blangonga having, if it does have that mechanic, that if I'm not making that up, and I don't think I am, about the breaking the crest, the tusks, then that would be something that would be more of import when it debuted, because we don't want to deal with the endless waves of Blangos coming in, right? Whereas now we've got so much attack power as hunters, and just keeping them locked down with power, they're not threats.
I feel like, because I've been playing technically since 3, but mostly since like Generations, I've never known small monsters to be a threat.
Not
So
a
that was
threat
a
as...
very short-lived thing, I think.
Yeah. Not a threat as such, but they've been annoyances, like
It tends to be the ones that have an element that make a difference. Like if the small monster has power,
yeah, or like the
and they
ones that
can.
like just knock you, or like for example, like a Bullfango or even a Conchu, just come up, like attack you whilst out of nowhere, whilst you're, you
Mm,
know, maybe trying to heal or sharpen or something like that. But that's not really danger. That's more of an annoyance. Whereas
yeah.
my understanding of things from the old games is that you actually had to have a bit of respect for the small critters in those games.
Every now and then, like when they do the trailers, they'll show the hunter like sneaking past small monsters, like trying to imply that they're a threat, but then they're not when you actually play.
No. Bit of the old ludonarrative dissonance right there, yes.
I'm sure for normies in this world, you don't want to be messing with a Blango, but hunters built different.
Go and listen to our Legends of the Guild episode from way back when. We had a chat about that.
Yeah.
Or our Mila Jovovich Monster Hunter movie episode.
Yeah. So, how familiar are you with the Yeti?
A little bit familiar. Like I know it's like snow. Like, is it meant to be an ape, or is it just meant to be like a big hairy mammal
Well,
beast?
it's an ape because that's what big hairy humanoids are, right?
True. Yeah, true.
But it's a mythical sort of snowman in like the Himalayas,
Yes.
and then Yeti is sort of the Western name for it. It's got a bunch of other names in local languages. But one thing I didn't really know until quite recently, gorillas were considered like made up until like the 1800s by Western thought. And then they turned out to be real. So I think that's why people are quite willing to believe in like Bigfoots and Yetis, because, well, one of them turned out to be real. Why not the others?
Well, that's it. If you'd never seen a giraffe before, and somebody described a giraffe before and said, "Yeah, that's a real thing," you'd be like, "Fuck off."
Well, that's why in Japanese a giraffe is called a kirin, which is like a fantasy creature, because the first time they were shown one, they were like, "Fucking hell, that's a kirin. That's a unicorn right there. That's magic."
It's also a tasty beer.
Mm.
Sponsor us.
And then, but the Blangonga, it's got the big tall forehead,
Yes.
and that's how most Yeti are depicted, because one of the infamous pieces of quote unquote evidence of a Yeti was like a scalp that was found, and is now kept in like a monastery in somewhere. But yeah, because that is like a big bald scalp, then people started drawing Yetis with those.
Elongated forehead, sort of.
Yep.
Yeah. My mum
But I think
screamed at a Yeti once.
Oh yeah.
We're on a roller coaster at Disney called Everest, and this roller coaster I think gave her a fear of roller coasters. And there's a bit where it gets very dark and you go through a tunnel, and then the Yeti, like this Yeti animatronic, jumps onto the track and like roars. And she like just screamed out, "Ah, the Yeti!" And then the roller coaster starts going backwards. And yeah, she was not in a good state after that. So
Incredible. For those few seconds, your mum felt like she had really encountered the Yeti.
yeah.
So have you seen the "I think you should leave" sketch with the pig wearing a Richard Nixon mask?
No, I don't think so.
It's like a monster comes into his house and terrifies him, and then he realizes it's just a pig in a Richard Nixon.
Oh, wait, shit!
He's
Yes!
like, for 30 seconds I thought monsters were on the world.
I think I have seen that sketch now that you mentioned it. Yes.
Yeah. Because, yeah, for 30 seconds your mum thought Yetis were real.
Yeah.
That's some
And
part
were
of her.
exclusively employed at Disney. There you go, USJ.
Speaking of, I was going to say USJ, I did the Donkey Kong ride finally since we last recorded, I think.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty good. It's the most like just a roller coaster of the Nintendo rides. But there's a couple of smart bits. Like there's a bit where Donkey Kong's minecart comes around a corner and it looks like you're going to go straight into it. And then you like drop down to a second track and just miss him.
Nice.
And it's got a shtick where there's like the minecart rails, but you're not really on those. You're on like secret rails hidden underneath, so you can do jumps and stuff. But it's not very well hidden, so you can kind of see that before you get on, which I think ruins the illusion a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah.
Is it like classic Donkey Kong design, or is it more modern style?
It didn't look like the Bonanza one.
Right.
It looked a little more classic.
Depends when it got designed and built, right? I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they were working on... The thing is, people talk about Bonanza as like a Donkey Kong redesign. It's just the same design drawn in a slightly different art style. It's not that different.
I guess because he also turns up looking like that in Mario Kart World, right?
Yeah. It feels like a deliberate big rebrand, but...
Yeah. Anything on the name of the Yeti?
It's a pretty So the Blango is from Blanco, Spanish for white.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, and then yeah, it's same in Japanese, Burango. And then in Japanese, the big one is called Dodo Brango, and it's same with like Kongalala. They just put some extra sounds on it to sound bigger, and then they went with Blangonga in English, I guess, because it rolls off a little bit better than Dodo Blango.
Is that why Dodogama's called as such?
Possibly, yeah. I think it's just like a little onomatopoeia for like a big thing.
I wonder if the look of 6-7 years ago got that right.
Who knows?
Well, we'll have to. You have to bring back.
No one should go back and check.
I was going to say the Capcom need to bring back Dodogama for the expansion to.
Right, yep. Then we can have a definitive edition episode.
I'd love a bit of Dodogama. Well, from a returning monster who, I think it's not unfair to say underwhelmed a little bit, to a returning monster who I will happily say blew my mind, and I think he's not here in this episode, but I'm sure he'd agree, blew James the Jester Stewart's mind. It's the return of Legaigris, so you'll need to make sure and join us for that monumental event. But until then, Luke, where can they go back and, check out some old eps?
Well, you can find this podcast by going to podcastias.org. You can get in touch on Blue Sky at Podcast. And if you really enjoy this podcast and the other podcasts we make, you go to patreon.com/podcastias and throw us a couple $1 a month to hear episodes early and help keep everything online. And if you really want to, you can buy me a plane ticket to the Himalayas and I will find a real Yeti.
I'll come along too. I'll bring my mum to help her get over some trauma.
She's got to face her fears. She has to go and bare knuckle fight a real Yeti. We'll borrow the one from Disneyland. Set this up for her. That's like a form of therapy. Jay's mum and the Yeti in a steel cage match.
There is actually a WCW wrestler that was called the Yeti.
I think they are. I think I knew that because that's why you always say it like that.
Yes, because it comes out of nowhere. Like, I think they'd spoken about him, and I think it's Hulk Hogan he goes for, and the announcer just goes, "Oh my God, it's the Yeti, the Yeti!"
Hell yeah! I've been watching this drag show with Mercy, and there's all kind of drama with the fan favorite was knocked out, and then she came back, and the other one who's like kind of the heel, and everyone's getting so worked up about it. I'm like, yeah, I think all of you would be doing better if you'd watched more wrestling, and you could tell when you were being worked.
That's it.
It's all part of the ride. Whereas all of the beefs on Monster Mash are real and not kayfabe.
That's it. Exactly. Well, this is a good thing from your number one babyface, James G. Miles, and top heel, Luke Summerhays.
And I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah!
Perfection.